Alrighty. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Let's do a quick voice check before we begin. Can you guys hear me? Alright. Is the music too low, too loud? Let's increase it a tad bit. Awesome. Today is gonna be a chill stream, mostly because I'm lacking in the energy department. Low energy stream today, guys. Low energy stream. Let's begin. We have a lot to talk about today, so much so that I'm not gonna be too organized. So, whoa, why is it? God damn. Boom. All right. What are we noticing over here, guys? Today, I want to hear your thoughts as well, instead of me just giving you guys the answers on the platter. I want to hear what you guys think of what's going on the markets, mostly because maybe you guys can bias check me too, right? I don't want this channel to be an echo chamber. It needs to be us talking and debating each other. Krisha is here. She says most handsome analyst. Oh, thank you, Perps. Am I really? I look like a mess, man. Maybe I should not try when I make a public appearance. That's when people give me the compliments. How's it going, Corey? Aaron is in here as well. I don't know how to do that. I copied all of you. I remember in computer science, in our operating systems 2, right, part 2 of the course, that was third year university, there was only 2 of us who did all the assignments and did all the studying for the entire class. And everyone else just copied off each other because the prof made it so easy for people to copy off each other. So it was just me and this guy named Safat. Just the 2 of us studied for the whole class. Yeah, hit the likes, guys. Smash the likes. Okay, but real talk. Let's put up a poll. We're gonna do a poll where we have. Okay, I'm gonna do it right now. It's gonna be a bit more of a complex poll. Start a poll. On a scale of 1 to 10, how aggressive should we be getting on longs? Okay, specific longs. I'm gonna do 1 to 5. No. How do we divide this? 3 options. Three options should be good. Actually, I like this. Yeah. Start poll. I want to know. And try to limit your answers based on what you're seeing on the dashboard, guys. Okay, I want you guys to start learning how to use the dashboard holistically, right? To come up with quick decisions as to when you should be jumping into and out of trades. Because now at this point we have pretty much everything we need, right? I'm gonna give you guys a big hint over here. With the market-wide trend and volatility. Okay, but you guys got to go through all the time frames. Remember, maybe I should switch to, let's switch the charts. And let's go find the dashboard here. Oh wait, where am I? There I am. Where's Waldo? Where's Shondo? What do the numbers represent? They represent aggressiveness. 22% people say we should be getting super aggressive. 56% say that we should be calming it down. We should be toning it down. 1, 2, 3. I like that. I like your read at the moment, guys. Is this, remember, we're talking about all coins here. You can throw in Bitcoin in there as well, but specifically I want our focus to be on all coins for this answer. How's it going, Waz? How's it going, buddy? Must be late there. Had a good dinner. Frank says we should be cautious. I think this depends on the time frame, as always, on the daily time frames. Can't read that word. Need to. I'm not getting aggressive at all. Okay. So what time frames are you getting aggressive on? Leroy Harper says, Krisha, big fan. Yeah, we're all a big fan of Krisha. She's been killing it recently. We will be going over her Cardano analysis today. Not this. Yeah, we should talk about the Sprouts program too. If you guys, she has increased the price finally on the Mango Sprouts program. It's currently early bird pricing, so you guys should catch it while you can. It's already gone up in price because she's released 5 modules so far now. She's going to be increasing the price as more and more modules come out. So yeah, Seed was very similar too, right? Seed started off, I think, at around 550, 600, and then it went up to like 1,300 eventually. So yeah, this is the time to be learning, guys. While the markets are calm, people aren't FOMOing and chasing trades. This is where you learn, right? Because once the market really starts running, you shouldn't be spending your time learning at that point, because you're gonna make mistakes. But yeah, we will be going over Krisha's Cardano trade. Oh, sorry, her analysis. I want to see what she says, because I haven't watched it. I think she's bearish, right? She said, careful, dump incoming. Oof. So I'll give you guys a bit of a spoiler. Cardano, on my analysis, Cardano is the only trade I'm still holding at the moment. Only altcoin I'm still holding. Last week I did leave for vacation, so I let go of all of my momentum trades. We can talk about that too, how I did that. Okay, so now the poll options are changing. People are saying we should be kind of mid-aggressive, 4 to 6. 42% saying 4 to 6. So 50% of you guys essentially are saying maybe we shouldn't take the foot off the pedal just yet. Volatility has come down. Okay, so that's actually pretty good. Volatility has come down, and on the daily time frame, market-wide trend is long. So you should be looking for opportunities if they do exist. We will be doing that today. So make sure, if you guys haven't hit the like button yet, to do so. Let's go through all the time frames now. We're going to look at market-wide volatility and trend across the time frames. Remember, market-wide volatility and trend, you're looking at the top right-hand corner over here, guys. Okay, right over here. You see? Okay. So we're going to scroll through. As you toggle through the time frames over here, you can get a quick read on what the entire market is doing. 4 hours saying short. Volatility down as well, has come down compared to before. Still pretty high. 12-hour neutral. Not a fan of this. Market-wide volatility is also in the neutral area. Daily is still long. Okay. Market-wide volatility come down compared to what it was before. I like that. I like the daily picture. 2-day still long. Market-wide volatility has come down from 90-ish to 65. Still red though, but possible. 4-day still long, and the market-wide volatility is sitting at 50. I like this. Now this picture is beginning to get really good, by the way. I hope you guys see why. Weekly long. Can someone tell me when did this flip long, by the way? Have you guys been keeping track? I wish I did. I need to create an Excel sheet and keep track of this. Or maybe we should just extract the data from the dashboard, right? That would be easier. So if you guys look into your, or rather draw in from your multi-time frame analysis, the story over here is telling me is that the market might be giving us an opportunity, right? Because we have, let's go on over to a chart where I can draw. You have to revisit our J-Power analysis as well. Remember, we are looking for our intermediate target at J-Power's eyebrows, and then the eventual target if things go well, J-Power's hairline, right? But the intermediate target is the big one that we need to worry about. Until we clear J-Power's eyes, we cannot be looking for J-Power's hairline at 58K. But I'm looking for, let's use this. I need to erase it right after. Okay, so when you have lower time frames giving you a downtrend, which is what we're essentially seeing on the 4 hour, right? 4 hour short, right? It's a downtrend. And the 12 hour, so let's draw the 4 hour again. That's a downtrend. The 12 hour is kind of neutral, so it's kind of chopping and going sideways. Now I'm kind of mixing the time frames over here. And then we know that the higher time frames, from the daily to the 2-day to the 4-day to the weekly, have not just a long time frame, but an impulsive move, not just a long trend, but an impulsive move trend, right? Where the volatility is high. So you can kind of picture the trend being aggressive, where within the weekly trend, you have daily being long, the 2-day being long. So what this is essentially telling us is that we should be looking for a pullback opportunity on the low time frame trends onto higher time frame support levels, because the higher time frame is still long. That's your definition for bull flag being forming. Okay, you may not see the exact pattern. In fact, we actually may see the exact pattern. Let's go through the charts today. I haven't gone through the charts in a while because I've been on vacation, but we'll go through the charts today and look for this pattern. It won't be clear, but if you understand your multi-time frame analysis, which again, going back to the weekly is long, right? So we can draw that out now. Where's the tab? How's that? Is it this one? Here. Okay, we can draw that again. We know that the weekly is not long, right? So boom, you draw your line like that. We also know now that within the weekly, the daily, the 4-day, the 2-day, the daily are all long, right? So we know that this trend within the weekly is pretty aggressive. But we are seeing a pullback on the 4 hour and the 12 hour. That's your definition of a bull flag, right? With the pole being a measure move. What we don't want to see though, is this bull flag breakdown. Correct? How do you get signs of the bull flag breaking down? Well, you go to your dashboard and you start looking for the lower time frames to start flipping short one by one, right? Because the 12 hour is already neutral. You don't want the 12 hour to flip short and then apply pressure on the daily and then flip the daily neutral and then the daily flip short and then apply pressure on the 2-day and the 2-day flip neutral as well. At that point, you know that this bull flag that we just drew out over here is coming under stress and is probably breaking down, right? You want to give it up to the 2-day time frame at the very least for this to turn short, because you could have a move where it breaks underneath the bull flag and then breaks up like this. So you can kind of draw a picture of what the market is doing in your head just by looking at your market-wide trend and your volatility. Does that make sense? Ben saying, what about the potential bearish divergence on the daily and the 2-day? You don't have potential bearish divergence for the entire market. We're looking at the entire market at the moment, right? We don't have that. That'd be a good idea though, to be able to look for that. Should that be a feature we look to add? But you're specifically talking about Bitcoin, I suppose. So we'll go look into that, right? When you see potential bearish divergence in a uptrend, you always have to give the uptrend benefit of the doubt and look to see whether that potential bearish divergence can flip into bullish divergence. We talked about the exact criteria in the oscillators module in the seed program. Go watch that again. And I've seen so many of my friends lose out on big trades because they get too obsessed with the bearish divergence, missing out the fact that we have now created a bullish divergence on the activation of the bearish divergence, right? A bearish divergence play can come down onto mid time frame support and flip into bullish divergence. And they miss that because you get tunnel visioned onto your bearish divergence. You're like, this is breaking down, this is breaking down. You want it to break down at that point because you want to reposition for a bigger position. I understand that. But we got to be careful to not repeat the mistakes of the past. Especially, the best way to learn, guys, is learning from your friends' mistakes, from people around you. Learn from their mistakes. Make it your own. Try to feel their pain. Imagine yourself going through that same pain. Make it your own. Make their pain your own. There's so much edge in that. Don't wait for the market to inflict pain on you. Okay, so now I think we should get into the charts. Not even holding KAS. That's a good question. Will we? I did want to address that specifically when we do get to KAS. So I'll address it now, I guess. What I did was, for KAS, I kept 10% of my position, right? And then I always do, right? I always hold some of my position. That way I don't feel shitty if the market goes for another 10x. That way I get 100% more on my trade if it goes for another 10x. That has happened in the past before. I missed out on a 50x because I was being too stubborn and wanted to take out my entire profits. So what I did was I kept 10%. But then when I went to sell my chain link, and so keeping 10% on chain link, I took that and added that to my KAS position. Get it? So I have 0 chain link because I never intended on holding a link for this cycle. So I don't have a momentum trade on KAS at the moment. I look to rebuild it because I was away, right? I don't want to hold that. Cardano is a different story, right? Like if you go to Krisha's video right over here, you can see this structure. It's not even broken out yet, right? We identified Cardano when it was sitting right over here. You guys should watch. Well, you guys can't see her face. What am I trying to move for? I should do this. I'm trying to move. Yeah. Wait, why do you guys need to see your face? I'll just pretend to be Krisha.
Down from 40 cents. This was right here on the month of November of last year. We have been holding it as overhead resistance. Time and time again, the bulls have tried to reclaim that region. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 months. 5 months in a row, we tried hitting up against it. They tried reclaiming 40 cents, but failed on every single attempt. All right, this time too, it
can you guys hear
appears
her?
that they are failing. However, a lot can be done in 3 days left. Can we get an accurate tell on whether or not the bulls could actually pick this up to close over 40 cents? Let's actually get into the
Let's turn down the music.
Perfect. So here we are on the Mango dashboard. You guys can find this, by the way, on app.mangoresearch.co. We use the dashboard to help us identify some amazing trade opportunities, because you guys know there's like thousands and thousands of cryptocurrencies, right? Like, how do you know which ones to look at? So we actually built the dashboard to help us identify which one's actually worth looking at. Which chart should we pull up to then identify a trade opportunity on there? Now, as far as Cardano is concerned, now notice that this list is actually ranked based on trading volume. And usually, Cardano's on this list, like at the very least top 10, top 20, and yeah, it's not here. Okay, bottom of the list. Second last on the list, okay? I have a star next to it, so it's on my favorites list. Alrighty, let's go ahead and get into the drop down, okay? As far as the multi-time frame view on Cardano is concerned, you can see that, okay, from the 12-hour time frame to the weekly time frame, we have bullish trends across the board, okay? And for the most part, you're green on all those trades. However, your 4-hour time frame, so you're seeing your lower time frame is flipping short. We're seeing a bit of a meltdown on the lower time frames. And the thing with trends, guys, they often start off on your lower time frames and then they cascade on over to your higher time frames. Okay, that's how you see a flip in trend, a reversal in price action. So right now the 4-hour has flipped short. Short equals bearish. This came in 5 hours ago, and you can see that, hey, you know what, the bears are actually seeing momentum here. They're seeing continuation to the downside. And also notice volatility, healthy. Every time I see healthy volatility, I often look towards the side who's winning right now actually takes over. They have a lot more firepower in them to take price in their direction. Right now, the side that's winning on the 4-hour time frame are the bears, okay? So the bears actually might see follow through on this. And if they see follow through, we could see this short actually cascade on over to the 12-hour time frame as well. And also notice on the daily time frame, while the trend is long, we have potential bearish divergence there. Okay, this is an interesting picture. So 4 hours short, healthy volatility telling us that, hey, the bears could take over. And also daily bearish divergence. And all of this is when Cardano is sitting up against monthly resistance. This appears to be a good recipe for a pullback opportunity. Now, question is it going to be a minor pullback or is it going to be a major pullback? Perhaps us diving into this trigger of the bearish divergence might give us a tell on whether to expect a minor pullback or a major pullback. So with that, let's get into, well, Cardano. Perfect. So here we are, Cardano on the weekly time frame, and you can see, while price was building momentum from around 24 cents all the way up to 40 cents. Notice how we've lost momentum on these past 2 weeks, right? We had an indecision doji right here, followed by another very, very lackluster of a body candle right there. And now we're seeing a breakdown on weekly and monthly resistance at around 40 cents. And all of this is happening while that lower time frame trend is currently short, so that's bearish, in addition to, well, daily bearish divergence, right? So let's actually go ahead and see this breakdown actually play out on the 4-hour time frame. So here we have the 4-hour time frame, and you can already see the bearish pattern that got triggered, right, which is this M-like formation, right? So we have an M-like formation trigger. If I go ahead and plot out the neckline, which came in right here, and then go ahead and find the measured move of this pattern, where will this take Cardano down to? This will take Cardano all the way down to 37 cents. Okay, this is the measured move of the M-like formation. But now, here's the thing. If Cardano gets down to, well, 37 cents, it breaks a very, very critical signature, bullish signature that it's been holding since its rally from 24 cents. Right. So what is that signature? Well, for that, I want you to get onto your 12-hour time frame, and for those of you who have access to the dynamic indicator, go ahead and pull up your Mango dynamic indicator. And there it is. We're currently sitting smack on dynamic support. Dynamic support, guys, which has been held ever since Cardano started its rally from around 24 cents. Right, every visit of the dynamic indicator was met with support. We had a bit of a violation here until the third candle actually took it over, and then we saw another rally to the upside, taking us all the way back to 39 cents. Now, once again, we have the 4th visit of dynamic support in this range. Okay, now question is, do we break? Now, here's the thing. If we break dynamic support this time around, I do believe that we're coming down lower. Okay, and notice, if Cardano actually meets the measured move of that little M-like formation that I spotted out for you on the 4-hour time frame, it will take it down to 37 cents. However, if we start closing candles at around that 37 cent region, yeah, that's when I'm going to start looking for lower. Where to from there? Well, I'm going to be going towards my daily time frame. Once again, keep your dynamic indicator on, and I'm going to be looking at dynamic support right here. The dynamic indicator is that one foundational indicator that I use to actually trade Cardano off of, because over the past few cycles, I've noticed that Cardano has done exceptionally well in just moving alongside the dynamic indicator. Okay, and it's always kept me on the right side of the trade, and once again, I'm going to err to the side of that dynamic trend. And so far, we're currently living over the daily. However, if we start closing candles underneath that 12-hour level right here, and it appears that that's what price wants to do, I will be looking towards that next region of support, which only comes in right here. So this is the dynamic zone. This is going to be that next bid zone, right? That trade that's going to be a very, very easy one to manage. For those of you who do not have access to the dynamic indicator, but you want the levels on this, take note of the zone. Comes in from around 0.3645 cents, going all the way down to 0.3546 cents. Bit of symmetry there, right? But yeah, those are the numbers. I will be annotating them on my screen right here, right? So go ahead and take note of these numbers. That's the next downside target that I'll be looking for Cardano to get to. And it's only if we start breaking that level to the downside, only then will I look for lower prices on Cardano. However, when that happens, if that happens, I will be giving you guys a brand new update. So make sure you're hitting the sub and the bell icon, that way you are not missing any future updates. But now with that, let's jump into that daily bearish divergence that we spotted on the Mango dashboard, okay, which is right here. Right, we have potential daily divergence. For that, let me go ahead and turn on my oscillators. And do we have daily divergence here? It's there, but it's very, very subtle. If you look at the RSI, we have a lower high on RSI, but in that same corresponding period, we have a higher high on price action. Okay, so this is the divergence play. Question is...
All right, so this is good. This kind of targets what Ben was asking about, right? The bearish divergence, and this on the daily time frame, but he was talking about Bitcoin. But let's go ahead and break this down, analyze this in regards to Cardano. I haven't actually looked into Cardano. Like, I'm not looking at the lower time frames at all. But what we can do is we can use this chart over here, because this analysis was done a day or 2 days ago, right? We can use this as an example to look for how bearish divergence can flip into bullish divergence, because you can see that she has her 21 EMA over here, right? So we'll go ahead and pull up the same chart. You guys can hear me, right? I think you guys can. Are you guys following along? Ben, you still here? go pull up Cardano. Go delete all of this though before I leave. All these drawings. Okay, cool. So we're gonna move to USDT. By the way, these are my levels. You guys are interested, right? Entry was here. Partial take profit in this zone over here. Eventual target is 94 cents to $1.20. Looking for much higher after that. But we're gonna go on over to the daily. We're gonna flip on our EMAs. Okay, cool. So you can see we have come down to EMA support, right? And we bounced right off it actually. This is actually such a good example. And we're not cherry picking, right, over here, because we've clearly used the video from 2 days ago to say, hey, let's use this as an example to explain something that Ben asked about on Bitcoin. So that's what I look for, right? When your bearish divergence triggers, you look for it to get picked up in support on an uptrend. Right? We know this is an uptrend. So you don't get too gung-ho on your bearish divergence. It stops. It stops in the nearest relevant support. And this is that relevant support. You could even use the dynamic as your support, right? So we got picked up over there. Now the question is, can this flip into bullish divergence? Now, I want you guys to start thinking ahead of the game, right? Let's go back to Krisha's video, right? You guys can see that right over here, this RSI, right? You can see it putting in a higher low over here compared to this low. Can you guys see? Yeah, you guys can see, right? This low right over here, right? At its current juncture. So you guys can then tell yourselves that, hey, as long as this RSI does not go down below this low over here, this may actually flip into bullish divergence. And then you see the 21 EMA underneath over there. You're like, wait a minute. By the way, this is why we use this as a template, right? 21 EMA and the RSI. You're like, wait a minute, if we come down onto the 21 EMA and get supported, there's a chance that this may actually flip into bullish divergence. Right? So let's go back to our chart and see if it happened. Doesn't necessarily need to happen, but we can look for it. And what do you know? What do you know? Look at that. Right? You have a high low here. Okay, cool. But do you have a lower low on price? No. Okay, so there's no bullish divergence that played out over here. But you can look for these things to play out if you see price actually come down. Like, so if price actually went down like this, right? Closed over here, but RSI stayed above this level, you'd have had your bullish divergence, right? That's how you can look for bullish divergence to play out or to flip into bullish divergence. But this bearish divergence has already played out, in my opinion, the fact that it's getting supported on 21 EMA. Does that make sense? This is a spot trade, right? Cardano, yeah. I'm not going to be taking any leverage trades on Cardano until we break this zone here. Yeah, long time frame trends will always outpower the low time frame trends. A trend indicator on the high time frames will always act as either support or resistance when the lower time frames come up against it. That's something people miss. Oh, my bad. Thank you for the heads up, Ben. I'm glad you guys are liking the music. It's a different playlist. All right, you guys want to talk about Bitcoin? So we can do a quick analysis on Bitcoin. Start with the dashboard, of course. What's the dashboard saying? Damn, volatility has compressed drastically across the time frames for blue, but short. And Krisha's right over there, right? If it's short and it's blue, kinda be worried about a longer term, a shorter time frame pullback. But the 12-hour, which has been a barometer, is blue with a long trend. Bullish Ichimoku as well. The daily has been long for 40 days now. It's kind of approaching that. By the way, if you guys have been following since the beginning of the year, we're kind of approaching that period, right, where I start getting a bit antsy about the trend being long for this long, right? Note this down, guys. When you start seeing it reach like the 45-day mark, the 40-day mark, kind of look for an impulsive move to come. We need like a reset of the trend in a way. The long just flipped long. Just now, actually. So that's a good sign. So we kind of got a reset on the 12-hour. Do we want a reset on the daily? I don't know. 40 days is making me a bit antsy, but this could go on for 60 days. By all means. 60 days is when we have to get antsy. Like, let's say the 12-hour sees this next impulsive move. We can take a sigh of relief and be like, okay, on the 60th day mark, start getting a bit worried about this being long. Should we add this as a feature where we start coloring how long a trend has been, so it sticks out to us? Oh, that'd be something to consider. Yeah. So overall, though, we shouldn't be afraid of the market, right? You don't want to lose a position just because you're afraid of something happening. You want to look for the signs. The 12-hour flip long, so we're back to being a bit right. So yeah, over here we have to worry about the bearish divergence on the daily and the 2-day. We'll go look into that. Before we do that, though, we do want to do a quick read on our targets. Our target, we're looking at the top of the cloud, lining up with J Powell's eyebrows right over here, and we're also looking at J Powell's hairline, which is coming up to $58,000, and it's also lining up with something we'll talk about very, very soon. Where am I actually getting our target to from? Well, it's been our target ever since. I think I have my tweet here. Yeah, this is no. Oh wait, here. Yeah, here, right here. We've been looking for $42,000 ever since last year, right? I marked out the targets for you guys, and we're looking for the top of the cloud, right? Dynamically following the top of the cloud. The faster we went up to the top of the cloud, the quicker we'd be looking to selling, because that's a clear resistance level. But the longer it takes, the more the probability increases that we can start looking for higher targets, because the cloud is a dynamic support and resistance indicator. Well, what's the scene so far? We've not reached $42,000, but the cloud has been flattening out. We're looking for the cloud to flip green, and then we can look for higher. But for now, sorry, looking here. But for now, we are looking for $42,000 as our target. We have to kind of worry about this rising channel leading into our target, though, right? Rising channel leading into our target, which could mean this breakdown, right? So we have to worry about that. If, however, we hit the top of the target and start consolidating over here, that's going to bode well. And at that point, I'm going to look for this move to play out. Let's go ahead and clear out the cloud here. Okay, essentially, we have a structure over here. I don't want to call this a symmetrical triangle, because it's kind of done in hindsight. It's more of a... It wasn't done in hindsight, but I was kind of like projecting what it could look like. But it's more of a ascending triangle structure. We have our measured move coming in from the pole of this. This structure over here is an example of what we talked about in the beginning of the stream, where we talked about the impulsive move on the higher time frames leading to lower time frame consolidations, etc., right? So we have our bull flag, our bull pole, our flag, and then the breakout right over here, and we're looking for a move to around $58,000, which is lining up with these candle closes right over here, the initial run up before we had the fake run up. And I think that lines up with the monthly candle closes. Monthly candle close is $58,000 right over there, the first monthly candle close. Krisha saying it's a rectangle channel. I think she's talking about something else. So Ajesh, did the Bitcoin Ichimoku flag just trigger? No, right? That's been on for a bit. But yeah, we have a target of $58,000. But what we want to see, guys, what we want to see is Bitcoin start living above $42,000 and consolidate over here with some conviction. Until then, we kind of have to be worried about this move again, top and then down. Right, very, very similar, because what would we have at that point? We'd have a rising channel into higher time frame resistance, right? Which is very, very similar to our trade that we took over here, falling channel into higher time frame support. The same trade, but reverse. So kind of have to be worried about that. Okay. Something else that I can scare you guys with is this tweet over here, where the premiums on CME, the premiums are essentially, since CME is futures contracts, it's the, okay, what he's showing over here, I'll try to break it down as simply as I can. What he's showing over here is the next month contracts, what they're trading at compared to spot, right? It could be trading at a premium or it could be trading at a discount. Currently, they're trading at a premium. And what he's saying over here, guys, is that the last time premiums were this high has lined up with market crashes, right? I think one was right before COVID, another one was right before, I think, the December crash, and then the Feb crash as well, right? Yeah, so essentially, usually when the premiums get this high, it's kind of, you can't trade this on its own, but it's a good sentiment indicator, right? Of, yeah, sentiment indicator. You can use it to keep it simple. I've done an entire video where I explain funding rate and how these premiums and discounts are calculated, how they matter. So go ahead and watch that video. Yeah, any questions on this? Any questions on anything that we talked about so far? I have some longer term. Remember, all of this is current worries, things that we have to worry about right now until some time passes. If time can solve this, or an impulsive move to the upside can solve this. Those are the two things I said at the beginning of this month, right? And when we closed October, I was like, guys, we are sitting at a point where I am not bullish on Bitcoin unless you are already in position, right? If you are already in position from around these levels over here, great, hold on to your position, because it could turn into a much bigger win. But would I recommend buying Bitcoin at these zones or leverage trading Bitcoin at these zones? It's really hard for me to do that, right? So I'm not looking to add any to my position, and I don't recommend you guys do so either. That's my analysis. And there's only two things that can solve that for us to flip bullish again to adding to our positions and getting long-term bullish again. That would be either time passing by or having an impulsive move to the upside. Time hasn't passed by, not enough time. And we haven't had that impulsive move yet. So yeah, that's my read on Bitcoin so far. But longer term though, if time passes by, we have some bullish things on the horizon. One being the Bitcoin halving, right? Everyone's talking about that. Hey Rick, how's it going, man? It's been a while. Okay, there's another tweet that I want to talk about now, but I want you guys to read this tweet first yourselves. I think you guys can read it, right? Or is it too, like, I think you guys can. And then let me know your thoughts. I want you guys to have a back and forth with me. Yeah, ETF as well. Yeah, let's not forget that one. So over here we're seeing confluence with our $42,000 target. But remember, I was talking about $42,000 before anyone else. So make sure you follow me on Twitter at Sean Dexter, ShawnDexta. When I do post, it's usually analysis that I've put a lot of thought into. So yeah, I want us to get back to the tweet though. What's your read on this? What do you guys think he's saying? And then I'll explain what he's saying, because the tweet is a bit confusing. Right? He's not worded it the best. I'm going to read it out. Okay. He says, in April 2024, Bitcoin's electrical cost, the raw energy cost of mining Bitcoin, will double overnight This is a certainty. Okay. Inefficient miners will then start to shut down as Bitcoin reward halves. In the last two halvings, electrical costs bottomed at plus 65% and plus 50% the pre-halving values. If electrical cost bottoms at plus 50% this time, that means the historic price. I'm trying to read past my mic, so it's hard. If electrical cost bottoms at 50% this time, that means the historic price flow of Bitcoin will be $41.2 thousand in just 5 months' time. We'll read that out again. If electrical cost bottoms at 50% this time, that means the historic price of Bitcoin will be at historic price flow of Bitcoin will be at $42,000 in just 5 months' time. What's he trying to say here? He's worded this terribly, right? I'll explain it through the charts. Okay, what we're seeing over here on the charts is the blue line is Bitcoin's price. The purple line is Bitcoin's production cost. And the red line that you guys are looking at, guys, is Bitcoin's raw electrical cost. Okay, essentially the electricity put into the hash rate to be able to mine that one Bitcoin, provided that you actually win the Bitcoin reward. Okay, forget the fundamentals on how all of that comes together. All that matters to you guys is this red line over here, okay, which is the raw electrical cost to mine one Bitcoin for the miners. And you guys can see that Bitcoin hasn't really traded underneath it, right? It's kind of held as a floor for Bitcoin for the longest time, even the most recent bottom. You know, we kind of like inched underneath it, right? Aaron Watson says, I thought for a minute it was a Bollinger Band. No, it's not a Bollinger. The pink line over here is its production cost, and the red line over here is its electrical cost, which is what makes this so interesting. He's worded it terribly, right? But I'm going to explain it to you guys. Again, the red line over here is Bitcoin's raw electrical cost, the miner's raw electrical cost, historically, okay? Now, what he said in the beginning over here is that in April 2024, Bitcoin's electrical cost is going to double overnight. What does he mean by that? Why will the electrical cost double overnight? The electrical cost doubles overnight because the reward halves. So by definition, if one side of the equation is going down, the electrical cost has to double, right? To produce one Bitcoin now, it costs you twice as much, right? April 2024 is the halving. So because we are going through the halving, because the reward is halving, the electrical cost to produce that one Bitcoin is doubling, okay? Now, what he's saying is that each time that we've gone through that electrical cost doubling, or essentially the halving, we have seen the floor price dump first by dump. The floor price pump first by 65% and then by 50%. Through that logic, he's extrapolating that if we do something similar, if on the halving, the electrical cost actually pumps by 50% again, we are going to see the floor price of this red line over here go up to $42,000. Okay, I'm rounding up, it's 41.2K. That's lining up with Ishimoku, right? So essentially, that is going to place a floor on Bitcoin's price if we do something similar. But last time we did, two halvings ago, we did 65%. The one after that, we did 50%. You could actually draw a trend line over here and say maybe this time we do 40%, 35%, right? Who knows? But either way, what we need to watch out for is this red line shooting up, right? It's going to shoot up. And that is going to place a floor. It has historically, this is what technical analysis is all about. It has historically placed a floor on Bitcoin's price. If we see Bitcoin trade underneath that, you can look at it through one of two ways. We are in a bear market, right? And you don't want to be you don't want to be long Bitcoin on a short trend, right? Or you could say, through a value investor perspective, these are spectacular buys and you want to buy your 5-year long positions or your 10-year long positions, right? Of course, those position sizes need to be allocated properly. according to your financial situation, etc., etc. Because every time Bitcoin has traded underneath the red line, it has been fantastic buys. But would I recommend going leverage there? No. Right? So that's how you look at this. If we start seeing this red line shoot up and Bitcoin, the blue line, shoot above the purple, we are in bull market territory. That's something that he's not talked about over here, but you guys can see it for yourselves, right? Every time we've shot above the purple line, we have gone to bull market territory, right? We in fact use the purple line as support. We broke underneath the purple line, we are in bear market territory. So one could make the argument that we are still in bear market territory based on this chart alone, because it's still living underneath the purple line. We start shooting above the purple line, we are in that bull trend mode, right? Over here too, you guys can see in 2019, shot above it, boom, 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 boom. Came down onto it, found support on it, bounced above it, COVID dump into it. Where did we find support? Where did we find floor support? On the red electrical cost line. Now on the halving, which is what happened over here too, that electrical cost line shot up. And where do we find support throughout the consolidation? Right there, right there. Yeah, only 2 data points. We're going to make the 3rd data point. The 3 is enough. You can't look at a new asset like this and get to can't use traditional TradFi techniques on it, I guess, or rules on it, because you won't find edge at all. The whole point of Bitcoin having so much of volatility is because it doesn't have enough data points. That's where the opportunity lies. I think these are 2 strong data points. Because there's fundamental reasoning behind it. BTC is math, indeed it is. Remember, we're not using this as our thesis to take longs or shorts, right? We're using this guy's spectacles and his eyebrows and his hair. We are using the Ichimoku and other indicators. All of this is really, really good to look at, though, to add confluence to what you're looking at. Because, yeah, there's 2 data points. But when you combine it with everything else that you're looking at, those 2 data points start having more meaning. Exactly why I start. So Aaron says, however, there's still time to have a lower push to 27.5k or 30k before the halving. Yeah, the beginning of this thesis over here started off with a bearish point of view, right? Saying that, hey, this is what's, this is not what, I want to talk about that too, by the way, what's going on over here. But I don't think the stream, man, there's so much I want to talk to you guys about. Oh, but what was I going to say? Yeah, I talked about this too, right? I talked about how premiums are, if you're looking at what's going on currently, there's enough time for a pullback. We have premiums at historically high levels. We are sitting at very, very close to the top of the cloud. Our targets are very, very close. We have a rising channel over here. Like, the bullish situation would be, if we pull back, the bullish situation would be us coming down here, finding support at around 31,000, and then flagging at the top of the cloud, and boom, right, leading into the halving. That'd be great. Can you map a scenario where we go lower first before? Yeah, right here. I just did it for you. Right, the TA is giving it to you. I'm not bullish here, man. Not yet, but you guys may see my tune flip depending on how the next 2 months close. Let's go talk about that. Let's go to a BLX chart right over here. You guys can see that the bears are trying to close Bitcoin underneath the Kijun over here, right? If we start, did we test 36,000, by the way, guys? Has anyone been tracking it? You can go check recently. Yeah, this was it right here, right? A few days ago, we tested 36,000. The Tenkin at the moment is 36,700. If you start seeing the bears close underneath 36,000, we're going to see this monthly Kijun get defended. The bears want that. 36,180, I believe. At that point, you look for a retest of the Tenkin, as simple as that. And that's coming in at 31,500. What is that lining up with? Well, I just showed you guys, right? My weekly. right over here. 31,370 is the bottom of our rising channel. So a lot of confluence on that trade. So this monthly candle close is going to be really, really important. The way I'm seeing this, right? Let's draw out. We've talked about the weekly bearishness. We talked about what we want to see on the monthly. But is that monthly going to be enough for me? No, it's not. I want to see 2 full candles above, right? 2 full candles above the Kijun. That's going to be really nice. I know I'm asking for a lot, but that's what we asked for over here too. Back in August 2020, we got it. We got super bullish. Boom, right? So let's ask for a lot. Let's be mango. Let's be patient. If we get 2 monthly candle closes above, what's that also lining up with? How's it going, Julian? Julian, you missed a lot. But don't worry, there's more to come this week because I don't have time to talk about everything I want to. Are you guys enjoying this, by the way, where I pull up tweets that I usually don't talk about? I know it's a lot more complicated to talk about these kind of things. I know I lose a lot of you guys when I'm talking about these kind of things, but if you guys do enjoy this, let me know in the comments down below. If you guys are watching this live later, let me know anyways. If you guys are watching this live right now, let me know in the comments so that way I can keep track of what you guys enjoy. But let's go back to our analysis. We know we have weekly bearishness. We know that we are looking for Bitcoin to close above the Kijun on the monthly. We know that we're looking for 2 monthly candle closes. We also know that if we get 2 monthly candle closes, it's going to be the month of November closing above the Kijun and the month of December, right? All I wanted for Christmas over here, guys, was Bitcoin closing above the monthly 10 SMA. All I want to, and that was our red line too, right? Do I have it? Do I have it here? Yeah, there, right? Over here. Month of December, we wanted Bitcoin to close over this red 10 SMA. We didn't get it. We closed underneath it. Bear market ensued. This time, I'm looking for the red Kijun to get defended. Okay, let's go hide that. The red Kijun to get defended. Month of November, month of December. If we get both, it's also going to line up with our very, very simple thesis on our spot trades. Let me switch to BLX again, where I said, hey guys, at the beginning of the year, just buy Bitcoin, right? Because based on the 12-month analysis, you get only one red market year, only one red year every 4 years, right? Kind of lines up with the Halving 2, PMI, etc., etc. We already got our red year. So if you buy Bitcoin at the open of the year, it's gonna be a high probability trade, not a certainty, but a very, very high probability trade based on these 3 data points or 2 data points, that we close the year green, right? If you buy Bitcoin at the beginning of the year, actually no, there's way more data points, right? Just look at every single year. If you buy Bitcoin at the beginning of the year, it's a high probability trade that you end up profitable at the end of the year, right? Just look at all these candles here. We have only 3 red candles. So if you buy Bitcoin at the beginning of the year, very high probability that you're going to be profitable by the end of the year. So your position size, according to you being able to withstand the volatility till the end of the year, and you will likely be in the green. As simple as that. That's as mango as you can get. But then you combine that with the fact that we are also seeing monthly candles above the Kijun, 2 monthly candles above the Kijun. You can maybe increase your position sizing. You're like, you know what? I have my base case that the year just opened and I want to buy Bitcoin at the beginning of the year, but I also have monthly candles closing above the Kijun. Maybe I add to my position size, right? Then you can start looking for other things. Then you can go towards your weekly and be like, are we closing above the top of the cloud as well? Oof, I have my momentum trade on my weekly activated as well. I know this is complicated, but the complicated trades are what get us these big wins. Oh shit. Julian says, sorry for being late. Had a bit of a situation. Someone crashed in my wife's car whilst parked up and she wasn't. Okay, well, she wasn't. Thank God. Jeez. Yeah, but hey, glad your family's safe. Sucks for your car though. Was it bad? Hey, Paul. Good to see you, buddy. We have Paul in here. OG seedling. Wolfie says, loving this analysis. Oh, you mean the tweet stuff? Sure, Zan. Was fun. Ooh, we had the 1 hour mark. I think we covered a lot today. I think we can wrap up here. Anything you guys want to cover? EGLD. Let's go take a look. Let's start with the 4. Actually, what am I doing? You can just use the drop down. Volatility on the 4 is asking for a pullback. It's sitting in the discount bullish range though. So look for maybe an opportunity over here. Maybe this pullback has already occurred, right? So look for an opportunity. 12 hours neutral. It flipped just now though. Previous trend was long. That I don't like, right? Oops, refreshed. Yeah, 12 hour trend is... you want to take a screenshot of this too, by the way, Paul. I'll move my head out of the way. The daily Ichimoku, that's good. Bearish divergence though. Yeah, so you look at the top 3, 4 hour, 12 hour daily, bearish divergence over here. 12 hour just flipped just flipped from long to neutral. 4 hour short with volatility still pretty low. We could get a deeper pullback. We'll go look at the charts though. 2-day, 4-day, weekly, all long though. Discount in the bearish range. So weekly, this seems like it's up against resistance, bearish divergence on the 2-day as well. We can go look at the chart. Oh wait, there's something else I want to talk about before we wrap up, by the way. God damn it. My fingers are all cold. Wow, this was a good chart, man. We had like... It kind of had its impulsive move without giving you much of an opportunity though, eh? It didn't give you much of an opportunity. Yeah, we have resistance over here, resistance over here. This one is the big one to look for. Could this be like... This feels like a breakout that tried to bull flag and not continue. These are one of those trades that you kind of have to position over here, or maybe on the wick lows over here. You can position on the candle close for the bull flag. Or if you're patient enough, somewhere around here. And then I feel like this wants to drag down. Because you want... Let's see how this daily closes, but... Yeah. Based on the current market conditions, this bull flag failed to form appropriately and continue, because otherwise it would have been a beautiful chart. I think you may see it trickle down here, right? So you look, yeah, there you go. You look for this weekly support to get tested at around 32.57, and then you have this bull flag over here, right? That saw continuation. That would be the perfect trade. The perfect trade was here at 25. So if you get a deep pullback, buy 25. Lose 25, boom. That's EGLD. Keep the drawings. It's at weekly horizontal and FVG resistance. Are you talking about this EGLD? I want to talk about total too. Julian, we were talking about this on the Discord chat, right? Remember this blue box territory that we drew out based on symmetrical ascending triangle? We wanted to see... so this is where you start looking to position on your alts to see continuation, right? kind of get in your first initial positions. Look at how this has been playing out in there. We've kind of been holding like this symmetrical or whatever this consolidation formation is, right? Been holding it to the T. I haven't moved these lines. The blue box territory is kind of like a guide as to what you're looking for. It's basically the flat of the... what you want to mark out is the flat of the ascending triangle and the trend line, right? That's where you want to look to accumulate your positions. But this is giving us pause, right? Because it could be a distribution formation, an M-like formation that wants to break back into the Kumo twist, right? So it's kind of giving me pause on wanting to be too bullish on this. I'm not seeing the strength, but this candle was interesting. We start seeing this break up over here, though. That's when I negate this and say that this was that move playing out, and we're looking for a bigger move. This is your total market cap excluding BTC, guys. This is your altcoins, whether they're bullish or not, right? So if we start seeing this M break up and consolidate here, it's game on for altcoins again. And look at, that's likely going to line up with us breaking into the cloud and boom, right? Alternatively, if we don't do that and we break back in, we could be seeing us do something like that. Ultimately, all paths lead to being bullish, but how and when is the big question. All right, I'll look at render and then wrap up. Looks good. Massive props to Jace for bringing this up, by the way. Daily is looking good. So if you guys aren't on the Discord, make sure you guys join at themangoway.com/Discord. We have a dashboard discussion section where people have been posting trade opportunities. Jace has been finding great trade opportunities on the dashboard. That's how he found KAS. And he has found render too. Similarly, 12 hours with neutral, not the best. Bullish Ichimoku. Bearish divergence on the daily. Good volatility though. Long 2-day. Mixed at the moment. Bearish divergence and neutral. Flipped neutral just like a day ago. So we can go take a look at the chart to see what's going on. Probably wants to pull back a tad bit more. And this chart looks good, man. I think it's pulling back only because the market is pulling back. But this chart looks good. I feel like it could run. If you lose 2.686, look for a deeper pullback. This doesn't look too good. Yeah, the 12 hour is not looking good. It's not like, let's see how the next 12 hour closes, because this candle was great. Swept these lows here. All right, guys, I'm tired. Let's go look for, let's see. You seeing anything here? Not really. Oscillators have kind of bottomed, right? And let's go mark out each one of these general areas where oscillators have bottomed and see how this has done. Yeah, like so far, not bad, eh? Going all the way back to August. So you can see that we've had like good runs on these. Up, 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 up. Can we do something like that? Alright, guys. I'm tired. Did you guys enjoy the stream? If you guys did, let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you guys join the Discord chat as well. Let me know what you guys want to talk about before the next stream. Also, you guys can find the dashboard at app.mangoresearch.co. You guys can also check out Krisha's Mango Sprouts program. she has released module 5. It still says here module 5 coming soon, but it's already out. And module X is also a place where we're going to be adding bonus sections. I'm also like, if there's like market analysis that I think is not fit for YouTube, we may start putting it in over here, as well as on the dashboard premium section. We're thinking about how to deal with that. But yeah. Yeah, price has gone up now because the new module's out. Make sure you guys take advantage of it before price goes up again, etc., etc. You also get a coupon that gives you 20%. So someone brought to my attention that if so the coupon over here, where is it? It does not say anymore. I think you get. I think she removed it. Yeah. So I'm not sure whether she's still offering that, but you're supposed to get a 20% coupon along with the program. Maybe it says there on the top. Yeah, it says right over here. 20% off any Mango indicator or course. Because what this essentially means, guys, is that coupon, if you guys choose to either get the seed program or the dynamic indicator, this coupon essentially, the course pays for itself, right? Because 20% off the Mango seed program or 20% off the Mango dynamic would essentially mean this course being free. So yeah, this deal gets better and better. I hope you guys enjoy the stream. See you guys in the next one. Thank you all for joining. Anything else? No. Do the Mango way, do the easy way, do the stress-free way. Thank you all. See ya.